The main disadvantage that I see of a DST is that you're going to lose control. You're going to lose some control. So you will, if you needed to sell that your interest in a piece of property or a property that you purchased using a DST, you may have a more difficult time doing that, and also any management decisions on the investment property, you don't have any control over. Sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes that's a bad thing. I mean, sometimes the decisions you would make may not be the appropriate decisions. Remember, these DSTs that we are recommending for our clients, we're using sponsors or companies that actually have been in the business of real estate acquisition and management, so they're experts in that area. So that could be a disadvantage. I think sometimes it could also be an advantage, but the main disadvantage on using a DST structure is lack of control.
Thank you, Gary, for sharing all of your experience in assisting clients in executing 1031 exchanges to DST properties. Personally, I'm surprised. I've found that the public is not so familiar about DSTs, and now that you've shared with us your valuable experience, do you have any other comments?
A couple final comments on the Delaware Statutory Trust. You made an excellent point, and I believe that a majority of investors that are investors in real estate properties now do not know much about the structure and the benefits of a Delaware Statutory Trust or a DST. A couple of things I really like about the DST is if you have in just your regular portfolio stocks and bonds and cash and gold and what have you, a lot of times you like to diversify that. A lot of times when you have a real estate asset, especially one you've had for many years, it's appreciated significantly, so that could be a very large portion of your assets all in one area. Whereby if you actually to resell that and not pay the tax using a 1031 exchange, by using a DST structure, you can diversify that in several different areas that could benefit you and more or less reduce the risk. One last comment where I think a DST structure is an excellent tool can be for those investors that are doing an exchange. And I'll give you an example. Let's say they had a property they sold for $2 million. They wanted to purchase another property, and they found one, and it was something that they really liked, but the purchase price was $1.5 million. So there's $500,000. The difference, that they would have to purchase another property for in order to not pay any capital gains tax. Majority of those investors would just end up buying that property for $1.5 million, and they would end up paying capital gains tax on that $500,000. The beauty of a Delaware Statutory Trust is that particular investor now, in that example, could take that $500,000 and place it in 1, 2, or 3 or more Delaware Statutory Trust investments and be able to diversify their property and not pay the capital gains tax. So I think that structure, Delaware Statutory Trust, can be a very excellent tool in doing 1031 exchanges.
Thank you everyone for listening. Thank you, Gary, for sharing with us your experience with clients. We're very excited about the opportunity with 1031 exchanges. Here in Southern California, for example, we've seen tremendous appreciation in real estate. And for those who are approaching retirement or already in retirement, who are tired of managing their real estate, would like to increase their income and avoid the tax, the 1031 exchange to a DST is a valuable tool, if not for the proceeds from an entire sale, but rather a partial exchange. Just a couple of examples of clients recently might have bought a property in Northern California for $100,000, which is 30 years ago, which is appreciated to $500,000. Rather than sell and pay the taxes on the gains of $400,000 by executing a 1031, moving it into these DST properties. They managed to eliminate their taxes, double their income, and avoid the capital gains taxes. So we're really excited about the opportunity, and as I mentioned in the beginning, we do comprehensive financial planning. So in addition to helping individuals with this one area of income tax planning, we help in all areas, and we invite you to come into our office or to call with any questions. Our telephone number is 818-990-9777. We look forward to the opportunity of meeting you and hope that we can assist you in the future.